topic is the poison within us. What do I mean by that? Think of poison. Here's a definition of poison. A substance that is capable of causing the illness or death of a living organism when introduced or absorbed. Now, the poison that I'm talking about, the poison within us, that sometimes we may not look at poison, but here's a way of thinking that may be different. Look at this as poison. In most cases, it's not going to be deadly for us, but we may have traits that are poisonous, that are not good, that are harmful to us. The reason I'm making this video is to make you aware, like myself, of thinking differently, if we need to think differently, about who we are, what we're about, what we do, etc. Here is a list that I compiled of things that may be considered poisonous within ourselves and sometimes are not looked at as poisonous. First thing is being doubtful. Do we have doubt about ourselves or maybe others? If that's the case, that's a trait that I would say, unless there's a valid reason for doubt, get over that in the sense that we have to be more assertive, more confident and say, no, I'm not going to doubt myself with this. I'm going to learn it, I'm going to ask questions, and I'm going to accomplish. The next one hits really close to myself, and that could be anger, if that is something within you. For myself, I grew up in a very static world when I was a teenager and early 20s. And in my mid-20s, I started to grow and mature. Now, the unfortunate thing is that anger could still be there easily. But it's me as a mature person and growing where I control that. And I'm like, nope, I'm not going to let this person driving behind me or next to me mess up my moment. Stress is another one. Stress is something that applies to everybody at some level, whether it's low or very high. So how are we dealing with that stress? Next, I talked about briefly is lack of confidence, not being confident. Hopefully we can say, what are my strengths? What are my weaknesses? Display your strengths and work on your weaknesses. And that's a poison, a lack of confidence that sometimes I see in a lot of people. Jealousy, not having a vision, laziness, being disgruntled about this or about that or about this person. Being disgruntled is just like a Debbie Downer, Donnie Downer, where the person is an individual is usually first negative rather than being positive or optimistic. Another part of poison could be we focus on others instead of ourselves. The grass is greener over there or over there. Gossip can be poison. Being a hater as well. Sometimes I get comments on YouTube, not often, but once in a while I do get comments from haters. And it's one of those things that I've learned to overlook that, and it doesn't really affect me anymore. Another thing that could be poisonous is being nervous often. I'm an anxious person. I have it under control now, which is good. I'm not saying I have it figured out. But if we're nervous, most of the time, what are we doing about it? That awareness to address it. I looked up negative traits, negative human traits online on Google. And I came across a website called EnglishClub.com. Never even heard about it. Here are some negative personality adjectives. Aggressive in a negative way. Arrogant, belligerent, big-headed, boring, bossy, careless, greedy. The list continues. Inconsistent, indecisive, inflexible, irresponsible. It's from A through Z. If you want to look at that website, it's called EnglishClub.com. Negative personality adjectives. The list goes on and on. There's many websites that have that. Here's the thing. Sometimes it's easy for us as individuals to look at look at somebody else and say, oh, I don't like what he does or what she does. I wouldn't do it that way, so forth. But we fail to look at ourselves and say and see if we have any of those qualities that we're pointing the finger over here, over there, that we're doing it as well. So it's one of those things that I would say is easily done, and if we're not aware, we're not doing something that's well or something that's good. The good news is this: awareness is key to life, in communicating and working out and reaching your goals in whatever you want to do. Awareness, first of all. Second is, how are you going to get there? What are you going to change? What are you going to deal? How are you going to deal with something that you need to change? Those are the questions that I'll ask myself often as I try to become a better individual, consistent, fun, outgoing, exciting, and so forth. Get rid of that poison. I would say that all of us have some degree of poison, whether it's stress or alcohol or drugs or whatever. Maybe not that extreme. The most common ones are the ones that I began with. The poison of being doubtful, angry, and so forth. Awareness is key. Deal with what we have to as individuals to make it better. Life is sweet, life is short, and by doing so, your life, my life, will get sweeter and sweeter and sweeter. Something to think about. Hope you've enjoyed it. Have a great day.